Okay, right now we have this diagram. Okay, so this kind of mirrors how we make decisions in real life and even in programming. All right, the same rule applies. So based on the condition, all right, we make decision if this condition is true. If the condition is true, right, if the condition is true, we execute the conditional code, right? Else, if the condition is false, we just take another route. All right, so that is what is simply that's the basic um, explanation of decision making. So we have different types of um, we have different statements for making different decision making statements. All right, the first one is an if statement. Okay, an if statement consists of a Boolean expression followed by one or more statements. Okay, all right, let me just use this example. So for example, I already have this age 5. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to say if age is greater than 18, all right. Now I want you to understand why I used this null check. I use this null check because right now age is not null, right? But it is not the safest. It's not the safest way of handling our null operations, because what if something happens and age is null? What if this is missing and age is null? All right, so what I can simply do is I can just handle this by using this one. All right, so I can just say if age is null, just use maybe 17. All right, I'm going to wrap this. No, but I use 0. Okay, I'm going to wrap this in a bracket, in parentheses, so that the consider will see this as 1 unit. All right, so if age is greater than 18, all right, let me just initialize this to 5 so that nobody will be confused or lost. So if age is greater than 18, now what is the legal age for voting? It is 18, right? So I'll say eligible to vote. Else print ineligible to vote, or just print ineligible. All right, so I have this value, I have this variable age. Okay, And then here I decided to write a program, an if statement that checks if somebody, if a voter is eligible to vote. Now, normally in Nigeria and in most countries, you have to be up to 18 to vote. All right. So this is just a program that checks the eligibility of someone to participate in an election. All right. So right now, age is 5. Okay. If I run this code, I'm just going to have this ineligible to show that this voter is not eligible to vote. Okay. So this is if statement. This is if statement. All right. And let me clean this off. We have another one known as if else if, or rather else if. So this is if statement. Okay. And then this is else if statement. So what does this do? Let's say we have this here. Okay. So I can add another block, else if age is greater than or equal to 17, print will be eligible next year. Okay, else print ineligible. All right, so this else if is what I have, is what we have here. This is if statement. So all right, else if. Okay, this is what we have here. So I can have as many else ifs as I want. Else if age greater than or equal to 16, so will be eligible in 2 years. And of course I can have this final else statement. So that is it. All right, now if I comment this out and just run my code, this person is still ineligible. But if I happen to say 16, even change this to double and say 16.5. Alright, so this person is 16.5 years old, will be eligible in the next 2 years. Alright, and then the next one we have is the switch case statement. Alright, so the switch case just is used in cases where if we have different conditions to be checked, like several conditions. All right, so instead of just having a long else if ladder, let's say I want to check else ifs for if a person is 15, 14 and so on. Let me say even 13. All right, So instead of having this long else if ladder, I can just have a switch case. Alright, so a switch case statement works the same way. Let's even look at it. Since the switch statement evaluates an expression, matches the expression's value to a case clause, and executes the statements associated with that case. Alright, so this is an example. Alright, and this is what it looks like diagrammatically, the flow diagram. Alright, so we have an expression here, and then the first case. If the first case is true, this code block will just be executed. Alright, if this first case is false but this second is true, the second code block will be executed. Alright, if this first case and second case are false rather, but the third is true, this will be executed. But if none of them is true, right, the default block will be executed. So let's look at it. Switch, and of course our focus is age, right? So we are just going to insert age here, since that is the variable that we are looking at. So case, the first case is what? Age greater than 18. So case age greater than 18. Alright, version of a constant, sorry, greater than 18, because I already have age here. Alright, no need to write age here again because I already have it here. So greater than 18, I'm going to print this, eligible to vote. Alright, the second case is if it is what, greater than or equal to 17, greater than or equal to 17, print you'll be eligible to vote next year. Case greater than or equal to 16, I'm going to print if that condition is true. Sorry, I'll have to print will be eligible in 2 years. Alright, let me do the same for 15. So if age is greater than or equal to 15, will be eligible to vote in 3 years. And then we'll have the default for in case they all fail. Alright, so the default is going to be, we're just going to say ineligible. Alright, so I'm going to comment this one out and execute the code. If I run it, you will see we'll be eligible in 2 years because this age is 16.5. Alright, so age 16.5 will be eligible to vote in 2 years. Alright, if I change it to a much younger age like 12, I'm just going to have ineligible, okay, because it's now up to 15. So I hope that's clear. Alright, so let's look at operators next. Thank you. I'll see you in the next class.